you please flags in the back corner, please flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll move on to roll call. Gilda?
Glenn Hunter.
Here.
Tom Carroll.
Here.
Vonda Ackerson. Here. James Baker.
Here.
Bonnie Blackwell. Here. Terry Boyette. Here. Judy Grimm.
She called in.
Here. Called in sick. All right. Tommy Matthews.
Here.
Wayne Sellers.
Here.
Charlie Huffman.
Here.
Mike Conley.
Sam.
Dusty Trail.
Here.
Ken Coycott.
She's out, she's texting, she's sick.
Terry Hester. She's out. Out. Nikki Olson. Here. Ricky Sellers.
Here.
And I'm Hillary.
Okay, thank you. Need a motion from the board to excuse members. Motion to excuse. Motion from James, second by Wayne. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Board members, you have a copy of the agenda in front of you. We'll review the agenda.
No, I did it. It wasn't me last. It wasn't me 2 months ago. Though.
Wow, that was kind of exciting, wasn't it? The board members, you have the minutes, the agenda, please review. You've all had time to review the agenda. I'll call for a motion to approve the agenda. I make a motion to approve the agenda. Motion by Wayne, second by Tommy. Any discussion on the agenda? In favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Tommy Trammell.
Thank you.
Sorry. I'll move on to the approved minutes. You have the October minutes, Sergeant Board minutes. You'll review those and then we'll put the motion on that.
Excuse me. I don't like the lights either.
Sure.
Under new business,
Yes.
said something about the T-Day, it's gonna be February 1st, that's on a Sunday.
No, it shouldn't, we had said tentatively the first part of February, so there was nothing not set. Where's that at?
That's the October. You have the October? October, okay. There's two. There's two minutes.
So there should be payment of October and November. No, the date, what's it say? How did I, no, that's, use that and that's, these are the two.
In the
And it was
October,
just stated that was tentative, is what that was. Yes.
in the October minutes, it's been so long ago, I believe that I made a motion, and I don't see it in the October minutes, that we put 10% of the overage, of the normal budget, not including the reserve fund, should not be rolled over, and should be placed into a pre-planned budgeted park improvements reserve savings account. To be voted on for improvements or emergencies, highlighting safety issues first, at midpoint dot, fixing both boat ramps or any other issues that get added to the park improvements list that was provided to the board in July. An example, if we rolled over $76,000 in 2024 into January of 2025, only 10% of that 76,000 should be rolled over into January's budget, and then the other 90% should be put into a park improvements account to be voted on by the members.
So we discussed it, we never, it wasn't a vote.
Was there a vote on that?
Probably not.
Okay.
Was it
I don't know.
discussion?
Just a
There's a
discussion.
difference in a discussion and a motion.
Okay, so what's the pleasure of the board? Motion to approve. We have a motion to approve the October minutes?
For the October.
Yes. Do we have a motion? Are we in discussion right now? I think we did. Did we get a motion a second? We did not, did we? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve October minutes.
Motion to approve.
Motion by James. You have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Tom Trammell. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Any opposed?
I oppose.
We'll move on to the minutes for November. Board members, you have a copy of the minutes. We'll read through those, take a few minutes. And Tommy, that was a tentative statement that it was February 1st, and that was to be somewhere in February. We did not really set that date. We just said somewhere in February. So I'd entertain a motion to approve the November minutes. Yes, you have a question?
About the maintenance committee report,
Yes.
you got my name there, about fencing, and I didn't
Then we should strike that.
strike my name off of it.
Yes, okay, we can do that.
But I'm glad to help.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion to approve the November minutes.
With removing his name.
Pardon?
With removing his name.
With that removing his
Number 12.
Okay, we have a motion.
Lori
Motion by Lori Lilly. Do we have a second? Terry? Boyette seconds. Any discussion on November? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
I do have another problem.
Any opposed?
I oppose just because it's not the same minutes that we were emailed a week ago. And I haven't had time to review.
Okay. So we'll move on now to the secretary's report. Hilda?
Well, I will just piggyback on what Bonnie brought up, and I want to appreciate, thank you very much. I tend to be a little bit wordy in my secretary's report, so it was diluted a bit, and I really appreciate you simplifying the minutes. Thank you, Vonda. That's it.
Okay. Do we have anything else, Hilda?
That's it.
Okay. We have a treasurer's report.
Okay.
Vicky?
Okay, everybody was given a packet of 3 sheets. Did you get them? Dusty, did you get one? Okay. Carol put together just an explanation on how to read the actual bank reports that we hand out every month, where the categories come from, the bottom table, where it comes from. I don't know if anybody has any questions on that. We're approving tonight November and December's financials, so we'll do November 1st. The checking account for Seacoast checking account, $53,425.16. Our savings reserve was $503.64. The CD account is $53,377.92. And our membership checking account is $2,343.20, for a total of $109,649.92. Our expenditures for the month of November were $10,057.78. We didn't have any deposits coming in. If you look at the bottom of the sheet, the beginning of the operator checking balance, that's our operating account alone. That doesn't include those other accounts. And that figure actually comes from October 30th ending statement. We just bring it over to the November one. And then we add in any additions by the bank, any subtractions, which is our expenditures. And then we have an ending balance as of November the 30th. Our ending balance in just the working fund is $53,425.16. I went back to the November checking account register, and I wanted to also mention, just for clarification, that when we put the expenditures, like the checks, that's actually checks that have cleared the bank. It's not checks that I wrote for November. So if we wrote someone a check in October and they haven't cashed it, it won't show up on this P&L. Okay, so for November, I just went through and wanted to list for the members any exceptions other than our normal monthly bills. In November, there was the members meeting, and in order to send out a notice to all of the residents of Three Rivers, the charge for mailing and for printing of those special meeting notices was $939. Glenn was purchased some concrete for the clubhouse for the construction out here, which is $398. Our attorney bill for November was $3,955. And I'm going to start giving a breakdown of that a little bit so you understand a little bit that, yes, we have an attorney that helps the board in our day-to-day function of running the group, of running the neighborhood, but there's also other things that we need to ask the attorney for. One of the main things I want to mention, though, is we had a meeting back in April, and we kind of agreed as a group that nobody would contact the attorney without going through the chairman, going through the board first, for the main reason because of expenditures, trying to hold the cost down. So for November's bill from the attorney, we were charged for Natalie Zeal, and there was an email from her and Amanda Buttram, and that was $71 just to receive an email and read it. $71. The lawsuit that Jesse Crane has, there was $122 for that. That was in that bill of $3,955. We also paid property taxes, which was only $101, and we did some park improvements for $1,882. So that's just the exceptions, not the normal monthly bills for November. Any questions on November before we move to December? Okay, I guess we need an approval then on.
Make a motion to approve November's minutes. Treasurer's report.
Motion by Charlie Thompson. Is there a second? Second by James Baker. Any discussion on November's financials?
Where are the profit and losses?
She's working on them because I gave her a list of some discrepancies when I compared June to July while I was on vacation. I printed everything and started comparing them. And so she's going to completely go through the entire year and go through it and double check everything. So she doesn't have the P&L.
Okay, thank you. Have a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
I oppose just because we don't have
Motion
the rest of the
passes.
stuff.
Okay, for December. The Seacoast checking account as of December 31st. This is our working monthly checking account that we use to write our bills out of. $44,412.62. The reserve account savings is $503.65. The CD account $53,902.50, and our membership account $4,094 for a total of $102,912.77. Our expenditures for the month of December were $9,112.54. And the working fund that we write our checks from, the ending balance for the end of the month was $44,412.62. So when I went through the December checkbook and wrote down, we had quite a few exceptions that month. We were required to pay workman's comp insurance, $941. Our lawn service person, doesn't charge us every single month. He charges us like every quarter. It could be 3 months, it could be 4 months, but we paid him for $2,225. We had a lock replaced at Bridge Park. We bought some spare locks of $204 to keep on hand. Again, the Renaissance printing special meeting notice was $655. The attorney bill was $2,205. The charge for general questions and support was $1,557. Out of that general, Bonnie Blackwell had contacted the attorney on, I believe, 2 or 3 occasions for $284. Skip Clemens contacted the attorney for $213. Leanne Custer's sent an email to the attorney, that's $35.50. And I believe the questions from the board were $994. So as you can see, one of the ways we can cut down on some of our costs is to filter our questions through the board or through the chairman.
Now, some of those attorneys or other attorneys communicating with our attorney too, is that correct?
Right, the other part of it was Jesse's lawsuit and communicating with his attorney
Right.
was $648.
Okay.
So that's for December. Any questions on December?
Well, I sent our attorney 2 emails, he never responded, he just said that he's not allowed to answer me, that I would have to go through Glenn. So when I sent Glenn the email with the attorney, nobody ever responded to me, so I'm not sure exactly why we got charged $284, because he never provided any service for me.
There was more than one contact at his office.
Well, he never responded, he had no answers for me.
There was one for 71, one for 35, and one for $177.50.
Well, you might.
I believe the
seriously get-
$177.50 was him reviewing something that you had sent that was sent to him and then had to be forwarded to the board.
Well, there was no answers to anything, so.
I'll go back and speak with the attorney on that. You what?
Crooked as hell.
It doesn't go anywhere if it goes to the board, it stops right there.
We'll hold it right, sir, we'll hold it right there, okay? All right, thank you.
Other than that, well, I can speak up.
You can when it's your turn, but not now.
This isn't a board meeting anyway. In the court hearing in November, they said there is no board. Their attorney did. So don't let anybody think this is a board meeting. Just let y'all know. This is just a gathering of members getting together, volunteer.
Why are you
Yeah.
here?
Call for order. We don't have order.
We'll do like we always do, we just end the meeting.
No, we don't want to, but if you will calm down and be quiet, you'll have your opportunity to speak at the end of the meeting. Otherwise, we'll have to call the meeting. We're not gonna have a crowd disrupting the meeting. We'll have our meeting and you'll have your opportunity to speak. Okay? Thank you. All right. We need a motion to approve December financials. We have a motion?
Motion we approve December's financials.
Motion by Charlie. We have a second? Second by Wayne. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Any opposed?
Opposed, just because there's liability.
All right, thank you. All right, so we'll move on now to the president's report. Terry couldn't be here, I think it's something with her husband, she's
They're in Gainesville.
they're in Gainesville Hospital. Okay. So do we have anything that Terry would have needed to report on about the Christmas?
She would have just wanted to thank everyone in the community that pitched in, stepped in, helped. We also had numerous members that donated toys for the kids. I know Mr. Teresa Anderson's. And then just a lot of our members come out and help, whether it's setup, cleanup, placing Santa Claus, wrap presents, a little bit of everything. But anyway, everybody kind of comes together for that. We had a really good turnout. And that's all. I should just want to thank the community for
Great.
stepping up.
I have a few things that, I would have asked Terry, but I'll go through Glenn and then you can maybe shuffle it off to
Okay.
Vonda or whoever. I had emailed a certified records request to Terry on November 5th for a updated memberships list, since there were 50 plus new members added to the membership list in October. I never received a response, and I wanted to know if the 50 plus names that were added to the list in October, how many of them were pedophiles or listed on the sexual offender registry.
I know Terry's not here to speak to that, so I don't really know.
Because as of July, I know there were 6 pedophiles who had keys. I sent several emails over the summer regarding this issue. Every one of y'all ignored my concerns. Vonda going as far as to telling me I wasn't allowed to call the sheriff's office, and I reached
Call
out
the
to,
sheriff's office for
Wait,
what?
wait a minute.
to see how we could confiscate the keys back from pedophiles who have access to our parks. Do what?
I said that's for the board to.
But nobody's been deciding, and I've been asking since the summer, and I do have the email trail. And then I asked if any of the retired police officers had any, intel on what we can do to make sure that pedophiles don't have keys to our parks. And it's just been, the can's been kicked down the road again, and here we are, 2026. So, I know there was 6 of them. One actually gave up his keys to a police officer, because he was still on probation. So do we know why wasn't I furnished a membership list, and how many more pedophiles
I
have
don't
keys?
know why
Are we
you
doing
weren't
anything
furnished
with it?
a membership list. Did Terry make a request for that?
I made a certified records request,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
And what are we going to do?
Here's my,
moving
here's my
forward?
suggestion going forward, on the pedophiles, as we do the new membership list, we need to run the background check on all them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So that's, I would think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, I would imagine that anytime anybody pulls tries to pay for a membership, you need to cross-reference it to the FDLE list that's updated weekly, monthly.
And we also need to get an understanding of, you know, that determination of a pedophile. There's so many different classifications. I'm not sure, we have to make sure that we haven't denied anybody whatever the legal right is, you understand?
But I'm making a motion that we do this, because I've been talking about this since last summer, and nobody
Well, I
has done
think that
it.
would be a reasonable
So,
motion
we are,
to go
I'm
with,
making
so.
a motion that we start vetting everybody who purchases a key, make sure they are not listed on the section.
Do we have a second?
Well, I have a question.
Okay, well, let's get a second, and we'll determine that. Do we have a,
I'll second.
we have a second by Lori, so question.
How would we vet everybody? I mean, you're not really talking about a background check, right? That's very expensive.
You
No,
can
you
pull
just-
up the
There's a
NDL.
police,
Sex offender.
hold it, there, we can handle it. Here.
That's why it's took so long.
Right.
Totally can handle it.
Update it, and then they tell you
That's right.
like, you can search it in a 5-mile radius, or you can search
Right.
it, or anybody, so anytime anybody purchases a membership, y'all have to check and make sure they have a deed in their name in 3 Rivers, right? So while you're checking that deed, go over into the FDLE website and type in their name and address, and then they'll pop up. If they don't pop up, they're not on the registry. We also need to make sure that people who are renting aren't listed on there. So anybody's address, you know, if
Now that,
somebody's.
you just opened up a whole new thought, 'cause hadn't even,
There was 3 renters and 3
hadn't thought of that.
owners.
That's gonna,
But the renters are getting the keys from their landlord, right?
yeah, so that's gonna put a extra, process in place for the renters.
Mhm.
They're gonna have to verify that,
And
and
that's who rents their home.
that's gonna be on them. They're gonna, I guess,
So
as
when
we
you-
go
when you
forward
go
with
on-
this,
yeah,
as we
when
go
you go-
We
forward.
don't give keys to
They will.
renters, is what we're saying.
Right, but that's gonna be the owner's responsibility
Right.
to verify that. So that's an interesting twist on that, so.
Yeah, I've just been reaching out and.
Okay, well, let's, yes, sir.
Is there anything documented legally that an owner in 3 Rivers with a criminal record is gonna stop them from being an owner in 3 Rivers? That can stop them from coming to the parks. But if they have family or friends, you know, a family member,
Right.
a wife, son, daughter, that should not stop them from coming to the park with that key. The pedophile would be the one that would be violating his, you know, legal rights or the legal aspect of his
In terms of.
Conditions.
did or her. But it would be the actual.
Could probably start learning that stuff.
Park. So I don't know, you might have to check with the attorneys whether the whole family's in on penalized because there is a member there.
That member should know it's not supposed to
So,
be there.
so number one, your motion was first for members.
We need to make sure that
Okay,
anybody who
members.
purchases a key
Right.
is ran through the database on the FDLE
And
website. to
I
make
don't
sure they're
disagree
not
with that, so that's a good motion. We have a motion and a second on that. I think we need to explore the renters situation and also the family situation. I don't know how we deal with that, that's a big process. I'm not sure how we would do
Or
that.
maybe just put an addendum on when people purchase a membership, put on there, if you are listed on the FDLE website, or if your renter is listed on the FDLE website, you are responsible for your renter, and they are not allowed to have key access.
Good point. So that's what, we'll have to work that in our process, but, so that would be, so your motion is first with the other, we'll work out the process on the other, on the
Right,
renters.
so this is, we have to address this.
So, go ahead, James.
Well, I think what we could do with that is we can flag those people, because the gatekeepers have like an iPad or a laptop.
Right.
That person can be flagged with a photo
There you go.
to where that person is not allowed in.
Right.
So, but if they've got the key, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that happens to belong to somebody that's an owner that has a record in somebody in that family, then we can actually keep the pedophile out without,
But we only have gatekeepers May through September, that's our.
well, then how are we gonna keep all the visitor pedophiles out?
Well, one of the things Terry and I, no, but one of the things Terry and I had talked about is doing a thing when it's time for key renewal, is to have something agreeing to the fact that if you do have someone, yourself, your spouse, anyone in your home, and if that status goes to change at any time, we're to be notified immediately. That's one of the things on the list that we've been working on. But that would
Could
be
you not-
when it's renewal time.
Could you not require that of your guest also? That if I'm gonna be renting my property to someone, would I have to have the responsibility to know if I'm renting to a pedophile who I would be handing a key to?
I mean, you're ultimately responsible for your guest, right?
Right, well, you could state clearly that you could lose your membership.
Yeah, you should know if you're renting to a pedophile. And if you, and I know you said with the pictures, if the gate greeters printed up the FDLE website, you can print it up just in the 2 zip codes. And it'll show these 25 people, and it has a picture of their face and where they live. And this means that the gate greeters are physically going to have to check everybody who comes in the gate to make sure they're not going, oh, my name's Sam Smith, or make up some name with a whatever and get in. So it has to be,
And of course, we're just seasonal on the gatekeepers.
yeah, so it's
But
gonna have
that's our-
to, it's gonna
that's
have
our-
to start with the membership committee
That's the
first
first-
with the keys.
First and foremost, yeah.
And then enforcement.
And
with
build
the-
off of that.
Right, and build off of that, and then also, when people sign up memberships, they have to have an addendum in there, that if they're giving their key to a renter, a long-term renter, they need to verify that person isn't on.
Well, as we do the membership part for this year, let's approve your motion. We'll work on the process with the other, because that's gonna be a little bit complicated, but it's doable.
Okay.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Wait, hold on.
What is the actual,
James, did you make the
do you have the
motion?
wording?
Oh, Bonnie made the motion.
Bonnie made the motion, I'm
I'll
sorry,
make
and
it.
Lily,
I'll make
Lori
it.
Lily seconded.
Yeah, I
And James, who was the first?
Bonnie Baldwin
Oh, and then Lori.
and Lori Lily, okay? So, you have the wording? Okay. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, so we'll move on then to.
I had another question, and this is for
Sure.
the president. So it'll have to go to, Vicky just said that we spent $939 on printing and mailing of the members' special meeting request. With that November 29th special meeting request that you scheduled on that day, did y'all receive the letters, the individual letters of recall for that meeting? The recall the special meeting request was to hold a bylaws amendment and another recall vote. And then that meeting was scheduled for November 29th, and y'all sent out an email, you sent out a letter, you used all the postage, right, for $939?
To notify the members.
Right, to notify members that it was a recall and amendments of bylaws. Did y'all receive individual letters of recall prior to scheduling that meeting?
Terry received some, that were wrong, Terry said all that.
They were not sent to me personally, I didn't.
There weren't any that were mailed out, so my question is why was the meeting scheduled when that was the same excuse that was used for not holding the recall vote in October? Y'all said that Terry claimed that she didn't receive the 18 certified letters that were mailed to the post office box in October, which they were sent.
Well, those were the ones that she received, I think nothing was received after that.
No.
Right, so why would y'all spend all that money sending out letters and postage on a meeting that never could have happened because you never received the letters of recall for the November 29th meeting? It was a waste of money.
You scheduled, the members scheduled the meeting.
Whoever called for the meeting, we
They
had
called
to
for
do
the meeting and they
But
did.
you said you weren't gonna hold the recall vote in October because Terry said she never received the letters of recall.
Correct.
So then, when the members schedule another
We're
special meeting.
we're not trying to presume what the request was. The request was to hold a special meeting. For whatever reason, they stated clearly what.
To schedule a special meeting, you have to write down what you want on the agenda, and it was for a recall vote, a second recall vote, and for amendments to the bylaws.
We went through that.
And no letters of recall were sent because we scheduled the meeting 9 days in advance, and it didn't give the members time to send in the letters of recall.
We'll go back and.
So what I'm saying is
we'll
that
go
you
back.
wasted $1,000 on a meeting that never
We-
should have
we
happened
met with
because you
the
didn't
attorney
receive the
and
letters.
Followed the
Well, we don't need to
attorney's.
get with the attorney. I mean,
No,
that's.
we
We've already
met
wasted
with the
money.
attorney.
We've already wasted money on a meeting that never
We didn't
should have
waste any
happened.
money. We followed the request of the members.
But that's the same excuse whenever you received the letters, the 18
Yeah.
letters of recall in October.
We'll,
And then you wouldn't allow the
we will
members to
pull
hold the
that up and
recall
we'll-
vote because you said you didn't receive them,
we'll
which
show
you
you.
did.
We'll show
We
you.
received
Okay.
some letters.
Okay. Any other questions?
I'm just saying that the president's job is to be the liaison between the members
Right.
and the board.
Sure.
And refusing to listen to the concerns of the members, and waste money, including, wasting money on a meeting that never should have been called for.
Okay.
And whenever the excuse was used, that's just, it's,
Okay.
Well, that, you're
Thank you.
also assuming that she's wasting, all these other members that may have something to say.
I'm saying that
other
the
than just a
letters, the
small
letters,
group that wants to complain
the letters were
about it.
sent in October, and she denied ever receiving those letters, but she did receive those letters, and she denied ever receiving those
She
letters.
didn't deny that.
She did deny
Yeah, we're not gonna get.
She
we're
did
not gonna-
deny that, and that's
She
why.
never denied that.
In October, yes, she did.
She denied that at the meeting.
Yes, because they said they was gonna open up a police report
She
on
didn't.
mail fraud.
She didn't deny that.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna move on then. So move on to park manager's report. Bill?
Get past that. Yeah, let's get out of that one
As usual, the AD list that we've been having many unlocked gates as usual, I don't understand it. This being this, quiet during season, it just seems like people are just, and I think members ought to, if they see an unlocked gate, either lock it or if you're the person leaving it unlocked, mention something to them. You know, to everybody.
Bill, that's all. We have this over and over, so
Okay.
your point's made. That's good.
Replaced broken lock at Camping Park. Let's see, replaced, pump was replaced at, this is over a 3-month period now because we didn't have a meeting. Anyway, replaced the pump at Little Rent Park. Seeing more and more dogs in the park. Community center had concrete work done for the ramps and the steps. Fence repair at Point Park, that was destroyed by somebody on a vehicle that could tear down 2x6s, run through it. Lime Rock, was brought to community center and Oder Park. Oder Park was used for the runoff. The community center was walked right over this. Bathrooms at Bowen Park have been repainted. I met with animal control concerning 3 black dogs and a dead deer in Hoder Park, and the board members have the information on that. Pump house was built over, the pump house was built over the pump at Bowen Park. Still needs completion. We're waiting on somebody to finish up that. Painting it. Concrete ramp Boat ramp park bathrooms was completed. Sheriff, Swanee County Sheriff's been doing us a favor. For most people would consider it a favor, and they've been stopping by our parks and investigating and seeing if they're locked, and and also people being down past the hours. The bridge park lock was broken. New grill was installed at Camping Park, it busted out. Waiting on parts to, right currently I'm waiting on parts to repair one of the toilets in Hoover Park. Installed railing, the railing on the community center out here, that still has a little bit of work to be completed. Deep rusted and painted and stuff like that. That's it, thank you.
Okay, any questions of, Bill?
Did you receive, any report on Camping Park?
Concerning,
There was a really good synopsis of a nightmare type of story where this family camping with their child had to be,
yes, I talked to pretty much everybody that was involved with that, except for the people that stayed there. I haven't had a chance to talk to them. But I did talk to the other folks, and, I get conflicting information from what that story was written. What the person that sent the complaint in, or whatever, not the complaint, but wrote about it. They advised me that there was they really weren't that loud, and the other people, I really don't need to get into what the.
well, my question really is, 3 years ago, we discussed the possibility of not having a camping park.
Yeah.
Should we go back to questioning why we have camping park available? Because
It's very, very seldom used, but
I had made a suggestion a couple of years ago about when people camp at Camping Park, to put, either the board can supply them with the lock, or they could bring their own lock, but whenever you camp at Camping Park, there should only be one group there. And other people shouldn't be coming in throughout the night harassing or scaring the people who are camping.
they shouldn't be coming through there at night
Right,
anyway.
right, so if the people are designated to be camping there, to put an additional lock on the gate, so just not anybody can come into the park at night. So I don't know if that's something that the board wants to provide for the people who register to camp there, or if.
That's a reasonable,
I think these folks were not registered too, was the
They
other
were
part.
not.
Because we could have told them when they registered, that if they encountered any problems, or call 911 or call Bill. But I don't think they were registered. I think they let us know.
so how do we go about making changes to the policy that we, or whatever?
As it relates to that rule, they're supposed to register to camp. So that could be included in that rule, that the lock, that they're given a lock.
Did we have 3 registrants that night?
They didn't put it on the calendar now, they did tell Terry. So I called Terry up and, see, that's another thing, you're supposed to put it
On the calendar.
So maybe just provide them with an additional lock, like if you camped at a state park, they changed the code at night on the lock, so only the campers know the code for that night. It would be, either could be a combination lock, or just an additional lock that would only those campers would have the keys to for the night.
And if they registered, there would be a number they could call if they were having any issues, and then we could have gone down and resolved.
But if they're not registered, new rules, because somebody doesn't follow the rules, doesn't really make sense. You're not following the rules, so you're gonna have new rules. Didn't follow the first one, you didn't follow the rest of them? I mean, come on.
No,
It's
you,
kinda silly.
That made you sound like you registered.
Well, I do know that there were people that, it was, I guess, a year or two ago, that camped there, and the same thing happened at like 2 in the morning. People came by and loud, scared the kid that was in the tent. They were allowed to be there, and so I just thought then, that's when I came up with the idea of like, people should be provided, or I would just lock myself in the gate, with another lock. But if we could have some type of lock where you could keep it from being open at all.
How many campers are currently allowed at camping park?
I don't know that we've ever
Everything in
had,
there, Charlie?
we've never had a request for more than one.
I can double check that, but I don't think there's a limit on something like that.
I think we could put in like two. I think that's our different.
Why don't we just address that at the next meeting? Because I'm not sure what 2 or 3 or 4 would mean without having,
Do we not have
Somebody-
committees anymore? Can we create a
Yeah.
committee to address this?
we can actually, the board can address that, so why don't we just come back with our ideas at the next meeting? Okay? All right, so we'll move on now to communications report. Rhonda?
If that was the committee, the maintenance committee report, are we going to, is this gonna be under new business or, about what park improvements are planned for 2026? Are we gonna discuss that later? Is
We'll
this-
actually discuss that in February, okay, coming year,
Okay.
all right? Okay, so communications report,
Hang on. Okay. All right, so this wraps up December, so in December, for Columbia County side is 722. Swanee County side is 264, for a total of 986 for the year of 2025.
okay? Do you have anything else?
So membership and keys after.
Okay, well, we'll move on. Anybody else have anything under communications? We'll move on then to,
Yeah, I wanted to know, are estoppels mandatory or voluntary?
We're not doing any estoppels right now.
But are they mandatory or voluntary?
We're not doing any estoppels, so it's.
All the ones for 2025 that we've done, were they mandatory or voluntary?
I think that we acted on the request of the attorneys representing the property on the sale to do an estoppel. We stopped doing the estoppels.
When did we stop doing estoppels?
When did y'all stop? A couple months ago? Yeah, a couple months ago. Okay. Okay, we'll move on now to membership and keys. We'll go ahead, do you want to discuss the keys now?
Yes. So we know the membership, we still staying at 175, but now we need to decide how we're going to do it. And we talked about going to February, but then we've also had other, people wanting to go maybe to March because of, I know a lot of people are financially, January's after Christmas. We usually sit here in the cold rain. February's a fast month, and then, and someone had suggested maybe do it into our fish fry. I mean, everybody's keys will still work up until we decide to do it. But that's, I don't know what you guys.
I got a suggestion. I think we should move the key day to, when we have our picnic, the first one.
Fish fry.
She just said,
I think we could set it up then, because most everybody, there's a lot of them that come to that. And they could, maybe we could incorporate a key day in with that. We're gonna be here anyway, so it would kind of help fit into some of the, and that'd give us a little delay, like you said, it'd give us through the Christmas holidays and the New Year's.
Is that the first Saturday in April, is that right?
I think it's run somewhere around that.
When's Easter?
When I made that suggestion last winter, when everybody was out sick with the flu, I said, why don't we just do key day in the spring away from the flu season? And y'all said, well, that doesn't give us enough money to run the first few months of the year, because we have to get all our money in January, because we run from January to December, so how would we fund that?
We would be able to fund that, Vicki, but
Well, it might have to dip into the CD, but we can
Pay ourselves
always
back.
reestablish that later.
When somebody starts coming in, we can pay ourselves back if we have it.
That first Saturday in April, though, falls on Easter weekend. So that's not a good date to use, I don't think. I think it should be around the 11th.
you will probably move it into March.
Well, I don't know, wait a minute.
The last week
The
of
calendar
March.
says that April 5th is Easter, but then the 12th is Orthodox Easter, so which one are we looking at?
It's actually, I think the
Depending on your religion.
Palm Sunday is the Sunday before, so that's the 29th, so it would be April 5th. Yeah, so I think we should do it on April the 11th, if you decide to do it that day.
People still be gone for Easter. If they take a week off, they'll still be gone for Easter on vacation. Should be the 18th, 19th.
We could do a key week. Just a day.
Well, if everybody, if y'all want me on a keys, y'all are gonna do your keys all throughout the year anyways, right?
make sure you can come here. So
Who's
that-
he?
How's the weather in
Huh?
When do,
How about the last Saturday in March?
Would that be our fish fry then?
Yes. Last Saturday in March, no. No sensing.
yeah,
We also have to coordinate that with Keaton,
yeah, keep.
because if their schedule is not with ours, then we can't get the locks changed at the same time.
So it's tentatively go with the 28th.
Let's go with the 28th of March, and that y'all are good with that.
But we gotta check with him before we can do any, put it out here.
We can call him. Board members, are y'all good with the 28th? And we'll set that unless there's an issue with the locks, okay? Everyone good with the 28th? Any dissent on that? We'll go with the 28th.
And that'll be the fish fries.
Yes. All right.
On key day, members are worried that they're gonna be forced to sign something to pick up their keys.
How do you know that?
Because multiple members have reached out to me stating so.
Right.
So, I guess I'll ask that question now. Do you guys plan on making people sign a paper?
A consent form, the same consent form you saw, that
Um,
you were in favor of at one time, yes.
What was that? Which consent?
There was a
Like for the-
consent form
For the, cause what we.
to move forward.
I
There's-
don't.
But we
know
need
what
a
consent
consent
we're
form
talking
for,
about.
well, I mean, we would need to make one for
Yeah.
the pedophile or the sex offenders. That's
Also, so a lot of that's gonna,
You
all
were
that.
part of that meeting in April,
What consent form are you talking about?
that the bylaws would be followed, and, yeah. And we also had that signed,
Yeah.
was it 2 years ago, when they picked up their keys, they signed one?
They won't
Same
have to,
thing.
they don't,
Agreeing.
People are worried about the HOA
what people?
revitalization.
Yeah.
The majority of the people.
All of us. Like the Florida people that were mad at the meeting?
We're not gonna be an HOA.
We're not gonna be an HOA.
Okay, I think
All
that's
right.
what everybody wants.
So that's good, so that's clear, that's done, okay? All right. Is the 28th a good day, board members? Okay, we'll move forward with the 28th for the fish fry and
But we have
the
to
key
check
day.
with Keaton now, so it's tentative.
Let's go tentative and.
I'll call him myself if you like. Okay, yes.
Anybody do anything?
Okay, so we'll move on now to old business.
I was gonna bring it up earlier, let me figure out where I was gonna read it. I had talked to Vicky a couple meetings ago, and I guess the P&Ls weren't passed out, is because you and Carol were gonna go over them to see how the math was carrying over from like column A to column B to column C, throughout the year. So my suggestion there was to basically perform an audit on your P&Ls, because there was too many discrepancies for me to list out or even give you, and I'm not a bookkeeper, I'm not a treasurer. So, I'm glad y'all are doing your own audit. And then I know that you can also utilize, there was a lady that, stood up and offered her free financial professional help.
And what was her name?
She's gonna meet with you and.
Yeah, but what was her name? I forgot.
Kathy about it.
Kathy, yeah, love it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
I've
think
talked with
that,
her
I think she'd be a good
and
asset.
talked with the accountant
Okay,
that's gonna do the audit, and they're gonna both work together
okay.
for some concerns for the members.
Because I know I had mentioned with that, last meeting, I guess it was November,
Yeah.
we were talking about the rollover, that I thought was a motion, I guess it was considered a suggestion. When I asked Vicky last meeting how much money we were gonna roll over into 2026, she just guesstimated 20,000, but it ended up being 44,000 this year. So, that on top of the 53,000 reserve, we're rolling over $102,000 into this year's account. And then with the 44,000, because we don't wanna spend 53,000 in reserve, with the 44,000, we shouldn't be figuring that into our operating budget, because that's money that's just been rolled over from year after year after year that we don't really account for, so.
We account for it because it's in the
I mean, I
budget.
know it's in the bank account, but it's not in the money that gets rolled over each year is in the budget.
It is in the budget because we don't start collecting dues until the end of the year. Last year, you didn't pay dues at the end of the year. Now it's gonna be delayed until February or March. So that money will be used. It's not like it's money lost or money that couldn't be used.
I know it's not money lost, but
What
It's
I'll
good
do-
business to carry it
What I'll
over.
do is get the auditor to make an opinion on that, okay?
are we, yeah,
That'll be fine,
Are
we'll be
we
glad
gonna-
to do that.
did you find somebody to do an
We
audit?
did, we have
You
somebody.
did find somebody? Okay.
Okay, so we'll now move on to, property owners. Anyone want to address the board? Yes, ma'am.
I have two things. Marilyn Gorman is my name.
Hi, Marilyn.
First of all, the ramps going up to the bathrooms at the boat ramp park in Swanee, they need to be brought up to ADA compliance. Right now, they are not ADA compliant. We did, and I understand that we don't have a lot of handicapped people, but in December, we did have a guest in a wheelchair that was, his legs were amputated above the knee. So we need to bring those up to ADA compliance.
Okay, let me, Bill, as far as just a moment, Bill, as far as the ADA, how far off the ground is that ramp at the building?
The building's a block, I think it's a
So it's about 8 inches off the ground? And how long is the ramp?
I think it was,
It's about 12 feet.
12 to 14 feet.
Okay, so that would be in compliance with the slope. So, am I correct on that?
It's one,
It's
not, just a moment,
The last time I painted that ramp, when I painted the building
yeah,
4 years ago,
right. But now, that's been changed now, hasn't it?
what's that?
It's a new ramp, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same size. I don't think there's ribs on
There's a drop off about that high, you can't get a
it,
wheelchair.
from the ground to the ramp.
Yeah.
So they didn't set the end of the ramp
They
well enough.
didn't set the ramp.
Okay, I'll go over there with you, Bill, and we'll review that and see, because it's,
You got leftover lime rock in front of
Yeah.
Brennan Park, you know,
Okay.
grab that and bring it.
we'll take care of that, okay?
well, in
Yes,
addition
ma'am.
to, in addition to that, there needs to be a 5 foot platform going into the door at the top of the ramp and a 5 by 5 platform at the foot of the ramp, so that if they need to maneuver a wheelchair, they have the 5 by 5 to maneuver that wheelchair.
5 foot radius.
I'll take a look at that.
I mean, it's listed, it's all over the internet.
I understand, I'll take a look at that, okay?
It's under ADA and on the internet.
Marilyn, I'll personally go take a look.
The other thing is,
What's your second question?
the second question was, making the gates handicap compliant. Because right now, if you're in a wheelchair, you gotta get out of your vehicle, grab the wheelchair, unlock the gate, go back to your vehicle, put the wheelchair away, go into the park, and then get back. I mean, it's a nightmare.
There's no way to do that.
That's.
And I did suggest a couple of meetings ago to put in some kind of an electronic, either a number keyboard, so everybody has a code, or a thing like motels have for their doors.
That's gonna be very difficult, well, I'll take a look at that,
But it would solve the key problem,
yeah.
and it would be ADA compliant.
Okay, we'll take that, in consideration. We'll first take a look at the ramp, but that's gonna be difficult. But I'll take a look at it. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, my name is Susan Reeves, and I've been a member here for 26 years. And unfortunately, I am handicapped, and unfortunately, I've never received an email back for a proxy. It was so sad that I had to contact the lawyer to try to get a copy of the proxy. So as an out-of-state person, I can never vote for anything, and it's very frustrating. And I came to the meeting to get a copy of a proxy so that I could actually use it, but never had an email return at all, and it's very frustrating.
So how would we not
You
get
don't,
it?
what is your name?
Susan Reeves.
R-I-V-E-O, 1250 is my name. Susan, first name. And second question was, what is our hourly rate for our lawyer? That would be important, because that way we would be discerning whether we are being rightly charged.
There's a couple of rates for administrative people that work, and there's an attorney rate. There's a couple of rates, 300 or 350.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And each proxy is specific to whatever's being voted on. So it would
And
be
additionally,
the fact
I
that-
have a brain injury, so I can't always see.
But the fact that she requested it,
I'll have to.
I mean, really. I mean, for the first issue, and then for this recent one.
thank you for coming and pointing that out, Susan. Are you in town very long?
I've been here just to fix up my property. Yeah.
Good, hope it goes well.
But I thought we were gonna get keys soon. And, you know, for me, I like to pay ahead of time, so you could encourage that. You know, please pay your member bill dues by X amount of time, so that way the money would be coming in. And in fact, I was gonna check with you to see if I hadn't already paid for next year.
I don't think anyone.
We'll get with you after the meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Anyone else want to speak to the board?
I do.
Yes, sir. What,
Okay, go ahead.
I've been a member here for 32 years. My name's Danny Bousquet, and I live in Swanee County through, close to the boat ramp. One of the gripes that I have about over here is for me to get into that orthodox gate that some brilliant person came up with. On this side. You did?
yeah,
Very bad idea.
That's okay.
How
I
in
can
the
handle
world, how in the world does a physically disabled person open that gate without assistance? And heaven forbid, if I'm in my scooter, my little disability chair, you know, my get-around thing.
well, I apologize for that, and the reason that it is so fortified like it is because it was being torn up consistently until we went to the heavy steel and make sure it would close back.
Ridiculous.
So, that's,
It's ridiculous. It's a waste of money,
yeah.
and it's not easily for any disabled person to get in or out of that gate. It's crazy. My wife, she's little, she's only 5 feet tall, and she couldn't even handle that gate. And she's pretty rugged. You know, 6 kids, she's tough.
Is there a way to put like a swing arm on the top that actually would make that door open a little bit easier, like with
Yeah.
life
There's a hydraulic
assistance?
arm, yeah.
A hydraulic arm?
That makes it harder. That one
It's
does.
a hydraulic arm, it's
Does
just,
it have any hydraulic fluid in
Or
it?
even,
probably not.
or even an apparatus where you could actually.
Mr.
pull
Bouquet,
it and
we'll take
connect
a
it.
look at that. You're the first person that said that, so I appreciate you bringing that
Well,
up. Yes, sir.
all gates should
Yes,
be
sir.
ADA compliant.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Pete, just a couple of questions that I'm
Sure.
confused about. Are we or are we not a not-for-profit?
Not for profit.
Not-for-profit? For sure, because I hear.
Not for profit.
Okay. How much do you guys pay for reimbursement for mileage?
What is it?
0.6250.
What's that?
0.6250.
46,
No, 62 and a half cents.
62 and a half. 0.6250.
That's actually relatively low, so.
And that's what it was when the IRS raised it 2 or 3 years ago when Bill came on. It hasn't been changed since then, and I think there has been increases.
75 cents.
It's 62 cents a mile.
62 and a half, 62 and a half.
62, yes.
Who keeps the locks?
Who does what?
Who keeps the log on the mileage?
Oh, the law.
Well, everybody gets mileage. Bonnie gets mileage, you get
I've
mileage.
never
She
been
does
paid
not get
mileage.
mileage.
On the sheet that I got, you did.
It's not mileage.
Yeah. It's in here. She gave, you got it for me.
When was that?
This is 24. 2024. Being that,
Mileage.
Well, you go ahead and finish up, it's Dave, isn't it?
yes, sir.
Go
Who
ahead and
cares if
finish
there's
up,
some
and then
lies?
you will
Finish up.
Show us that, where it shows that Rhonda got mileage. Because she doesn't get mileage, I don't know why that would be.
Well, yes, it's really mostly about the mileage
Okay.
and who keeps the log. 62 cents. The IR, it's actually, if it's a not-for-profit, it's 14 cents a mile.
Who said?
The government.
I got my information from the IRS website.
Well, then you should probably read
Get a
this.
503C. And it costs money to do that.
It does matter because
No, this is Chad
with
was
the
saying,
numbers I got from her sheet,
this doesn't say where it's companymileage.com, they wanna sell you a log. This says chat with sales. This is not from the government.
We're not,
That's from a
we're
company.
not for profit, we're not a non-profit, we're not for profit.
There's
Right.
Two different
there's two different
designations.
classifications. There's a not-for-profit, and then there's a non-profit. We are a not-for-profit. We pay sales tax.
so we're a non-profit.
No,
Not-
we are a
Not-for-profit.
not-for-profit,
I'll
and we pay
research
sales
that
tax.
again. Because by the numbers that I've got on this sheet, Bill drove 700 miles a month. I mean, does Bill get paid mileage on top of his salary?
Yes.
While
Yes.
he's driving around Three Rivers?
Yes,
So he gets mileage and a salary.
yes.
That's his job, yes.
And reimbursement of
Because
receipts.
salaries, I don't see where you get
I
mileage.
wouldn't drive my car for that, so,
So,
I wouldn't drive my vehicle for that.
Search Assist says nonprofits reimburse volunteers for mileage at a rate of 14 cents per mile, which is set by the statute and has not changed.
Did you say for?
It says nonprofit.
We're not.
They're not.
Not-for-profit.
That was my confusion.
So we'll get a clarification on that.
Okay, he's
Okay?
looking
Now,
at
the
the,
last thing
he's
is,
looking
Okay,
at the
wait a minute,
IRS website.
Dave's got the floor, so,
Okay, sorry.
got one more.
on this 24 sheet that you were so graciously got for me,
Yes.
on 410, Vonda was written a check, number 1599, $816.60.
That's not mileage, that's reimbursement. I've never received mileage, it's
Let me
reimbursement.
finish.
Okay.
Also, same date, same check number, $898.48. How can that be? And it's twice.
Where did the numbers come from?
I'd have to look at
They were sent to me as a P&L, so I sent it to them.
Like normal, they were made up. Come on now.
Would you do what Wanda does?
Huh?
She does more for this neighborhood than anybody.
Yeah, okay.
And while
Keep
y'all-
thinking that. Keep being on that little bandwagon.
Comment on this question? Ma'am? Oh, okay, that-
You're related to them, so you might want to let everybody know that first before you start reimbursing them.
Just one of those together. And then two to her here, same check numbers, different
Do you
numbers.
see this under printing and reproduction? That's money that she has paid for either newsletters or mailings to members. She had to pay it or pay postage and we reimbursed her.
How do you have a check number with two different amounts, same check number?
It's the same check number, but there were two things in that amount. One got booked for this particular line item in the P&L, and one got booked for something else. If one check pays a person three different types of services, it gets booked 3 different ways in the P and L,
According
and
to
the
the
check
Now,
number will be,
let me
the check number will be
let me
repeated.
interject. Can I do this?
It'll be repeated.
What I will do is I'll get you a copy of the invoice that's attached to that check for what it was paying and where it totals to that amount. I'll get you those 3. That's what, if it's 3 there, or 2.
Okay, but it's still check number in different amounts. That's what's
Yes,
confusing.
it is, because
They
it,
total to that amount. They wrote her one check for this item and this item and this item. Those 3 items total up to that amount on that one check.
For which amount?
All 3 of those
you
together
have to add
reach
all
that
3
amount.
of them up.
They're all covered under that check number.
But,
He'll give you the back.
I'll give you the back, yeah, I'll give you the backup.
I mean, that's the other thing that's confusing about this paying out. It says reimbursement, for what? Nobody knows for what.
Well, I do
So
know,
that's
but I
another-
have backup for every check that's written. I'll
How
go
do I
back
get
and pull it
that?
for you. That check for $15.99, I'll pull the backup for you and tell you
We'll pull you
exactly
back
what
up for all 3 of those that you, or the ones you just requested, we'll pull those for you. Okay?
I'll get what I,
And I'll get them to you. I got your information. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I am Rose. How you doing? One that doesn't know me, I normally don't come to these, however, I thought it was important to be here tonight. There are several things that are disturbing as I look through. I do this for a living. What I do for a living is I remodel and build Walmarts from top to bottom, okay? So I'm very well versed in expenses. Mileage, like you just brought up, that's actually quite low. It's normally 70 cents per mile. He does get paid for that. That is correct. If anyone has any questions, they can ask me about these things, because I know, and I do them, been doing it for 23 years at this point, okay? I have a problem with your website and the very disjointed, way we do things here. And a lot of it stems, and I'm just gonna go one by one, right? So, website organization. Your minutes are all over the place, number 1. They don't even go in order. I don't know why or who runs the website, but there's AI tools, there's other people like myself that are very well versed in this that can help you with these things, but you just have to reach out, right? It's not hard to ask for help, and we all should do that, number 1, okay? It's just part of being a
You're
good
Amber
neighbor.
Barrett?
Yes. Getting things in order, number 1, is gonna help all of these people that are here and in the community understand what's going on. And that's the main thing, is we wanna understand what we're doing, right? It's not something we shouldn't, because we all pay dues to this community. We need to understand what's happening, okay? The shared and view-only platform. So I do this every day. I can give you every expense for every invoice with the amount and who it's going to in an instant. It doesn't take me 5 days. It doesn't take me 7 days. It doesn't take me 2 days. I have a laptop I can go get right now.
6 years.
It's really easy to go verse yourself in an AI agent and get it done for you. It's not hard. It probably takes 5 to 10 minutes of you sitting down to learn how to do it. Or ask someone that's done it before to do it for you. It's real simple. And what it does is everyone can see your expenditures. They can't edit them, but they can see your expenditures and where it's going. And the number 3 thing that we do at Walmart is bidding, right? I'm not gonna pay or overpay for something that's not that expensive. And I generally accept 3 bids per invoice, okay? The lowest bidder is probably the one that's gonna win. Now, if they don't do to the level standard that I am requiring them to do, I won't use them as a vendor anymore, period, okay? I don't see why we don't do that here. I really don't. Like, we have multi-billion-dollar companies that do this like that. Now, I do that as one person. It doesn't take me 5 people. It doesn't take me 7 people. It's one person doing it. I will gladly help anyone here do that for this community. Hands down. I'm not here to fight anything. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm here to help you.
What's your phone number?
It's 904. You can all have it.
Amber, you're hired at that rate, all right?
904-887-3581. Like I said, I'm here to help you. I'm not here to fight you. Obviously, I live in an HOA already and don't want to be in one. I don't. I didn't sign up for it.
I moved out here to the country, I grew up in Homosassa, that's where I've lived all my life, and I keep trying to create this way to get away from the building, right? I do it as a living and I'm trying to get away from it. So, if you need help, I absolutely will do that, okay? I like this community, I like being a part of it, I've had a hunting camp in Perry for 40 years. So, it's not like I don't know this area.
Thank
Do
you.
you live in Three
Appreciate it.
Rivers?
I live in Newberry.
You're building, aren't
I
you?
am building over here in Three Rivers, yes.
Perfect.
Down the street, right?
Yep, right down the road, so.
Okay.
And is
Anyone
it
else?
expenditure or volunteer?
Yes, sir.
Volunteer, I'll do it for free.
We start these meetings out in a prayer. So this book right here is very important to me and obviously to you. I want the board members to swear on this book, or just in front of the camera, that you won't be supporting the HOA. You've already said it tonight. I want you to say it on the camera. You won't support the HOA.
This board is not supporting an HOA.
Okay?
Absolutely. We're not
Second
gonna,
part of this.
we're not gonna swear on your Bible, sir.
Oh, okay.
But I would like for you to do this, just hold us accountable to that, if it doesn't go that way, but we're not supporting an HOA.
Okay, second part of this Bible is, I was kicked out of the official site a month and a half ago because I used profanity supposedly on the site. I would like to see Vicky Sellers show me that text that I used profanity, because I never did.
It wasn't for profanity.
You said that.
No, I did not.
Well,
You
why
Wait
assumed
a
that.
minute, so your question was, we're not gonna go back and forth, so.
Why
Let
did I
her
get kicked
just
out?
address your question, and we're not gonna go back and forth.
Why did I get kicked out?
Okay.
You were calling another member scum.
Right, you guys are, and you are a
No,
liar.
you were not calling the
We're gonna-
board, you
we're
were
gonna
calling
end
the
this.
other
Thank
member.
you.
You're a liar.
Stop, that's good.
It's a
Anyone else
proven
wants to- yes,
fact.
ma'am.
You
You
lied.
called the member scum.
I called some of the members scum. I
The
came
man that
back.
has the broken fence by
Right.
part, you called him scum.
And it's still broken 6 months later when I said I'd repair
Thank you,
that.
sir. Yes, ma'am.
Scum and lies.
Thank
I
you.
have a question regarding what was talked about with regards to keys,
Yes.
and that we would be required to sign something with regards to the bylaws.
Right.
I know that when there was the members meeting, it was discussed that some things have been expired,
Right.
and that you guys can't technically, receive or collect membership dues because of that. Where are we with the revitalization? How's that going to
That's
affect
actually moving,
keys?
that's moving forward with the state. We'll know something probably within a couple of weeks. And then we will move forward with that process. That'll enable us to move forward with the memberships as we develop that for the year for the, well, we've already set the fee. It's $175. So that'll
What's the
move it forward.
revitalization for?
Pardon me?
What's the revitalization for?
So the revitalization is exactly what you know it's for. So
It's for the HOA.
it's not for the HOA. Okay, so thank you.
Okay.
So you're done. Yes, ma'am, anything else?
So basically, that's what I was asking, is technically, when 175 was set, it was technically the membership dues to receive keys, but if we can't accept or collect membership fees or dues, then how much will you charge for keys?
Same as 175.
It's the same
Yes, okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Joe Sorrento, been asking for a few years about the revitalization of the midpoint structure to get to the water. Not safe, there's been a couple of 2x4s replaced here and there, but it's not safe, the wood is old, and it needs to be widened. You can only get one person at a time, especially somebody my size, so 2 of us ain't gonna fit.
Next month.
We've been
when we-
asking for years.
Yes, sir, next month when we start the Parks Committee, to start that process, we'll address that, and that would be one of the things we would address. Yes, sir.
What does that mean, address? Are you
Address
gonna
how we're
do
gonna do it
something?
in cost and in a possible.
Well, I know that Roger has volunteered,
Right,
Roger Culpepper, him and his son,
right.
to do that. And I know that you met with him and an architect to figure out what to do. That was a couple of years ago.
Right.
So, this can is getting kicked
A
down
little
for
slow
years.
on that one, but we'll address it next month. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Kick it
Someone
down,
else?
kick the can some more.
You're saying that the board does not support HOA, correct?
Correct.
Is the board supporting, getting a manager, property manager up in here?
Not this time, no.
Okay, so the bylaws y'all are having changed and everything, when that comes back, that'll show whether y'all are supporting an HOA.
We're not supporting an HOA, so, but you can just leave it at that.
The
We're not supporting it.
revitalization is
So-
for the renewal of the covenants and deed restrictions
Well,
on the property owners.
were we in HOA before?
No,
Well,
we
actually,
it's
now that you brought that up, I have a question.
So I'm
I
gonna-
do have a question. The attorney stated that we were at Florida statute 608, and he said that dues were voluntary. So are we at Florida statute 720, which I initially was studying when I first got on the board a year ago, and then I was told we were a 617 Florida statute, which is a not-for-profit corporation, which is what we are. So I was reading up on Florida statute 617, and then on November 24th, the trepo attorney said we are at Florida statute 608, which is a limited liability.
Nobody knows what the hell's going on.
You said it in court, and that is a LLC, which you and I have had questions.
It's a public document. I can pull it and let you listen to it.
Yeah, so that's gonna be with the attorneys. and
Which
they-
Florida statute, I asked the attorney and I asked you, and neither one of y'all responded to my email that we apparently got charged for. Are we at Florida statute 608 or 617? Simple question.
617.
617, okay,
Alright.
we are a Florida statute 617.
Okay, does anyone else want to speak? Yes, ma'am.
So are we going to be signing something in March when we get our keys?
You'll have to sign your life away, Pam.
Well,
Okay.
I
You want to keep.
would like to know if we could get a copy of it, so it will
Of course you
dispel
will.
any
You-
questions,
absolutely.
in advance.
Only after.
Okay, anyone else? Yes, sir.
Membership fee 175, and we'll get our keys March 28th at First Fry, is that what you said?
That's the plan right now, yes, sir.
That's the
Okay,
tentative.
okay. I'm
Tentative,
just
we
getting
can
out
check
of
the
my
key
thoughts.
guy.
Okay, with that said, the meeting's adjourned. Thank you.
Next time I'm not going to wait till the end. He wouldn't let me speak. It's all right. They'll hear me. They'll hear me whenever they're up in front of the judge in front of me. They'll hear me then. Trust me.
I knew you would be here.
You don't have to. You can do that in public.
That's for last night.
Thank you. I mean, I like to think I'm a little worth more than 100, but yeah. After you.
Yeah, let's not do it this week. Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
I better not complain. I mean, they wouldn't let me talk. I should have went in the beginning. I was raising my hand. Glenn wouldn't call on me, so. That's okay. They'll hear me in court in front of the judge, so it's all good.
I know we talked
refrigerator that's in the garage, they love meat in it, it's not plugged in.